All right, welcome to Talk of the Town, the podcast. Talk of the Town, I'm so used to saying Talk of the Town radio. Talk of the Town podcast.
That's right, yeah, radio.
That's right. Our first ever, episode 1. I am and will be your host, Chillz. Some know me as Chillz, some know me as Matt, but today I'm Chillz. And I have a special guest host today. My man, Mr. Tad Jones.
I just got the one name.
Listen, right, that's it. Just
they know.
Well, don't forget about...
Stop. Don't be saying my government name. So I know how you know me. But that's kind of your thing, too, though. I know how they know you by what they call you.
Exactly.
First time I ever got a call, I was like, oh, Matt told you.
Be like, who?
I'm like, Chillz. They're like, oh.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, that's him. So, welcome to the pod, man. What do you think about the place?
I think it's great, and I think I love that we're finally doing it.
Man.
This needed to be done.
It's been a long time coming. I swear I've been posting on my social media probably for like 2 years about the podcast coming. So, today's episode 1. I got my man Tad. We're just going to chop it up about a couple things and... have a little bit of fun.
So talking about why we're doing this,
right?
How we got here.
Yeah. It's been 7 years since my departure from radio.
See, and I don't know all that. I've only known you since.
Well, what has it been, about 3 or 4 years?
I think a little longer than that. You showed up way back on one of my memories. I'm like, you're my longest couple so far.
Right, yeah, listen.
But I just know you used to be on the radio.
Yeah, 7 years. Actually, 7 years this month is when I made the decision to kind of walk away from radio.
Cool.
Just a decision that I came up with. It kind of became redundant, kind of the same events over and over. I loved what I did. I love my listeners. I love being in the community. The radio is what really got me engulfed in the community. So now I'm like a big advocate for Augusta. Whenever somebody says something about Augusta, I get upset. I'm like, no, see, you just don't go to the right places. You don't know what's going on.
I was literally talking about that at lunch today.
Yeah.
Like, if you're still calling it Disgusta, you're not doing it right. Yeah.
So, I'm not from here, but I appreciate it. But it was me being a part of the radio station that really got me into the community. So I love the radio for that. But like all good things, like it's time to move on. So I felt like I was in a place in my life where it was time for me to move on to like the next chapter. But the crazy thing was, I didn't know what the next chapter was. It was like, all right, it's time to move. And I'm like, move to what? I'm like, this is all I've ever wanted to do since like the 9th grade.
Oh, cool.
But when it kind of loses its allure a little bit and it's more like, oh, this again. And also when you stop learning, because I was doing more teaching and training than learning. So, I wasn't really being fed, to grow. So, I made the decision to, kind of step out there, which I listen, I do not advise that for everybody, okay?
I did the same thing.
It's a tough road.
Like, it'll all work out. I'm
like, well, listen, if I'm going to do it, I should do it right now. So I literally jumped without a parachute.
Right.
But that's when you have to have more faith in yourself than any job or any one thing.
Or have somebody like you.
Right,
to get there.
Right, yeah. So I just had to, go out there and say, all right, let me just try. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is I pick up the phone and call my mom and say, Mama, I'm coming back to Akron.
So was there anything like this moment made you step away? Or what was the moment that because I mean, if you're like me, like everybody, you're probably wrestling with it for a minute.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was the...
So I was unhappy for a little minute, stressed out. And radio is not supposed to be stressful, but I was not only on the radio station, I was also program director over 4 other stations aside from the radio station that I was on. So with that, it was kind of stressful. Really, no days off. I think I got half of a Sunday off. So one day,
you're good. They need you.
Or no. Listen, I don't want to be that needed. Like I need a little time to myself. And when you're so needed, I remember one time I was actually at my grandma's funeral. We were actually at the gravesite, getting ready to lower my grandma into the ground. And I got a phone call like, "Hey, we know you're at your grandma's funeral, but you have to tell us just one thing real quick."
You can't start. We know you're
there,
right?
But yeah.
It's like I say all the time. Anything that happens after the word "but" or before the word "but" doesn't count.
It doesn't count at all.
But
hold on. How do you add this? I'm like,
What is that thing about those who work hard are hardworking get worked hard?
Yeah. And that was it. So literally, I was on my way to the station one day, and I'm just like, something's got to give. So I prayed on it, got confirmation, and pulled over before I got to the station. Called my mom and said, "Listen, I think I'm gonna do it. Okay, I might need a little help, but I think I'm gonna do it." So when I got there, I had to Google how to type up a resignation letter because I'd never typed one up before.
So a little bit jumping back a little bit, like high school, you went to college, right?
Right.
And
University of Akron.
I was excited. I knew you were gonna throw that in there.
That's right.
Well, for radio stuff.
For radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so straight out of college into
to Cleveland. So from Akron to Cleveland. So I did Cleveland. That's where I really earned my chops.
So you went straight from college to the radio.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was a part of the college radio station at the University of Akron. So I've been on the radio since I've been a senior in high school.
All right.
Nonstop.
So a little bit of shout out to you. That's what you're doing now. You're teaching the young
right,
guys how to get there.
Big shouts out to my mass comm students at Payne College. So
kind of that same setup, like college and radio. So basically on the radio since college.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually since high school because I was post-secondary. So I was going to college while I was in high school.
Big words like that.
Sometimes you just gotta,
That's your college kicked in a little.
You gotta talk your stuff a little bit.
Okay, Matthew.
Right. but nah, so I was kind of going to high school and college. So because I was enrolled in college, I was able to join the college radio station.
Cool. All right.
So big shouts out to WZIP.
WZIP.
That's
so
it.
Funny. Nobody even uses letters like that
right,
anymore,
that's the call letters.
So we'll have to ask you later about terrestrial
important.
Radio, whether that's still a thing or not. We don't have to get into that now. But so you went to Cleveland.
Right.
How long were you on the radio?
So I started out as a board operator. I worked like overnights. Running a board like on an AM station.
Board operator, like
So you push the buttons like to make something play.
Okay.
Right.
Were you talking at all?
This pro? No.
Oh, okay.
You have to earn that, right? you had to earn that. So I worked overnight from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. just in order to be on the radio for 1 hour from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
And a lot of people don't know that now, but it's about paying the dues. I mean, so many people, and I know at some point you're going to talk about that. They think now just because they got a mic, just because they got, like they can just start talking.
Yeah.
And no one pays their dues, or there's that struggle that a lot of people. I think if you don't have that struggle,
you don't appreciate it,
and it doesn't show. It doesn't show in what you're talking about. So you went to Cleveland. How long were you there?
4 or 5 years, because I was there while I was in college as well.
So, but board operator got 1 hour. What time were you saying you got?
7 to 8. Right before the Russ Parr show.
What'd you do? Who?
Russ Parr. That was a morning show.
Russ Parr. So what'd you do for that hour?
Just brought in songs.
Okay. So you got to talk a little bit.
Right. I got to talk a little bit, not much, and I messed up a whole lot.
So were you Chillz?
Yes.
Okay. So you've always been Chillz.
I've always been Chillz.
How'd you come up with Chillz?
So it's funny, and this goes back to when I was in high school and got on the college radio station. So in high school, everybody called me Big Matt.
Okay.
Right. So once I joined the college radio station, you have to come up with an on-air name.
Okay.
So everybody called me Big Matt. I said, okay, I'm Big Matt. But the problem was
Big Matt. I thought you were saying Big Mac.
Big Matt.
Big Matt. All right.
But there was already a Big Ed on the radio.
Oh, okay.
So I had to change it. I had no other nickname. So literally, I was working part-time at TJ Maxx, so I'm just coming up with different names. So it was between DJ Chill and DJ, what was it? It was DJ Chill, something cold, and it was something hot, like DJ, I forgot the other one. But I picked DJ.
You're more cold than hot.
Right. So I picked DJ Chill. So I started out as that. So in Ohio, personalized plates were very popular.
Okay.
So I had a truck and I put Chillz on the back of it. So everybody thought my name was Chillz, but Chillz was the possessive form of this is Chillz.
Oh, okay. So Chillz, all right.
And so that's how it kind of,
So you were DJ Chill.
Chill, right.
And then you became Chill. Okay.
So that's how it kind of,
All right. So Cleveland, and then, the obvious question is, how'd you get here?
Yeah, so...
Unless there's a step in between that.
No. So, I was on 1 hour a week on the radio, so I wouldn't call myself a on-air personality. So I was always just looking for my big shot. So my first time on a plane, I flew to Vegas because they were having like a radio convention. I'm like, I'm trying to get my big shot, and I would, drove to Virginia, wherever there, were some popular radio stations. I would just drive there. So I drove to Atlanta a couple different times, and it was just so saturated,
right?
And I didn't have the experience that everybody else had. So I said, well, let me try some of the outskirts of Atlanta. So I came to Augusta, Savannah, Alabama, and Macon.
All right.
And when I came to Augusta, that was kind of like, it felt like home. And then they said, I built a relationship, went back home, and I was just going to go to Atlanta and just see what happens. I was going to move in with a friend and kind of figure it out. But then I stayed in touch with my girl Isis. Big shouts out to Isis. I said, hey, I'm going to just move to Atlanta and see what pop off. And she was like, well, why don't you move to Augusta? So if you give me a job, I will. She said, okay. So at that time, the program director was the wild man, Ron Thomas. Big shouts out to him. So he said, listen, I'll give you your own show. Come on down. So I packed up my truck and came on. Didn't know a soul in Augusta. So, and that's, the rest is history. So came down, had to earn my stripes here in Augusta, started out working like overnight.
Okay.
I worked like...
But you had a show overnight.
Right, I had a show. My thing was I got my own show. That's what I wanted.
Honestly, though, that's cool, man.
Yeah, so I did late nights, overnights. I did middays. I did nights. And then I landed in afternoons. And at one point, I had a midday show on Magic 100.9 from 10 to 2. And then I had my afternoon show on Foxy 103.
Wow, working two stations.
Right, same day.
Yeah, that's
right?
cool, though. Cool.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Well, I don't want to brush past any of that, but is that any other stories in that? I mean, because I know we're going to get to why we're here. So is that basically your journey?
Yeah. I mean, that's been a journey.
And so all total, how long?
21 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
21 years on the radio.
Yeah.
You must have started when you were like 11.
No, I started when
kidding.
I was, 16?
I was kidding, because you're so young looking.
Well,
I was trying to throw you a bone.
What can I say? What can I say?
So, I mean, 20 years, that had to be hard to walk away.
Yeah, but when you feel like you've kind of reached the pinnacle, it's kind of like, okay, what else can I do? I've kind of
I get it internally, but the audience, having the voice, like, what was that like? Because you had a following, although at some point, you have to let me tell the story about that person.
Oh, my God.
I don't need to tell it today, but so I had no personal experience that a long time ago you had a following. So what was that like, walking away from the mic and your audience and all that?
When you start to think of things that are more important than the notoriety, that kind of becomes secondary.
And is there notoriety in radio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm just curious.
Especially more then than now.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it was more local. You had your local on-air personalities. It was more engaging. Now, everything is more, hey, I got my own playlist.
Yeah.
Traditional radio is still there, but it's not as popular because we have so many other options. Back when I was on, you had two options, either the radio or your CD player.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. And it was so funny because we all did that.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys were smart because you used to annoy the crap out of me. You try to surf channels when the commercials were on, but you all played your commercials
at the same time.
Yep, which is smart, yeah, because otherwise you would have lost somebody.
That was intentionally. The goal was go to break slightly before your competition so you would get back first.
Did people start chasing each other on the?
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's all strategic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I'm curious though, and this is a side thing you didn't know I was about to ask. I always find it interesting when I finally see somebody that's on the radio. Like I still do satellite radio and all that. And every once in a while you'll see a DJ and you're like, that's not at all what I thought. Did you ever get any of that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. People thought I was a skinny, light-skinned dude. Oh.
That's so funny. Like,
I had somebody said, I thought you were white.
But you had a lot of notoriety in the community. Yeah. Well, like you said, though, I remember DJs used to be on site. They were at a van somewhere.
And people were rushed to go and see them. Now, they have their own playlist.
Yeah.
They have so many other options. You have Apple Music, you have Spotify, you have Pandora. You have so many other options. And that was more of an on-demand market. So towards my last few years, nobody was calling in for requests.
I was going to ask, did you start to see the change already?
Absolutely.
And did that have anything to do with you leaving?
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, a little shout out to you and what you do now. I mean, business strategy and all that's kind of your other life. So, yeah, I mean, I was curious if the business of radio, the strategy of radio had to start, because everything like Kodak photo the cameras and stuff.
Right, like we just started putting cameras in the studio, and we just started kind of switching up the technique, because now the music wasn't the draw to radio. Like your topics, your show features, that was the draw. Your conversation, that had to be the draw, because they could get the music anywhere now. You know, at that point, you can just type it up on...
Oh, you meant in that last couple transition
Right, the last couple years, you know, YouTube was starting to be big, where people can pull up any song. People were creating their own playlists.
So that's a good point. When did you leave?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to... I can't...
Yeah, my last day was August 9th.
So how many years, like, we're going on right at?
7.
7 years.
7 years.
7-year anniversary.
Yeah, 7. And I feel like I was shaded, because I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to my listeners.
Oh, right.
You know how when companies they try to...
The same thing happened to me.
Man.
Yeah, like next thing you know, like we don't need you.
I'm like, listen,
we don't need you.
I'm staying on to train the next person, and I'm being a team player, and you won't even let me say bye.
They get slighted. Their egos are Anyway, that's a whole separate thing. So 7 years ago, this is it. I'm done. They kicked you out the door early, apparently.
Right. They tried to hand me my bag. And I'm like, well, no, I still have something else I need to do. But I mean, if you want me to leave, that's fine.
That's funny. Same thing happened to me when I walked away from, so that's interesting.
Yeah. It was funny. People used to call me Tommy from Martin, my close friends, because you don't have a job. I'm like, no, but I have an opportunity. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I like that. Like, let me ask you this. Did you go straight from radio to what you're doing now?
So, you know, because I did a lot of stuff in the community, I made a lot of connections. So I said, let me go and see if I can, utilize those connections for myself. So I let people know, hey, I'm walking away from the station. Keep your eyes open for me. There were a couple opportunities that just wasn't a good fit for me. So I wanted to find something I would enjoy doing. So just so happened on like a humbug, a friend of mine who was at that time, he was one of my mixers. Big shouts out to Prince Sean. He was doing digital marketing. He was doing websites. He was doing social media, that kind of stuff. And he's probably, for his age, still probably one of the smartest guys I know, hands down. And he said, well, hey, we should go ahead and start a company. Like, I don't know anything about digital marketing. He was like, well, I'll do all the digital stuff, and you just bring in the clients. So when you don't have a job, anything sounds like a good idea. So I'm like, okay.
Amen, brother.
So it was like a hobby, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens.
So I didn't realize that you were almost doing sales for digital marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, I tried to leverage those relationships I had. Hey, this is what I'm doing now. Let people know. And that's where it started, and it just kind of took off, and that's where Focus Digital Marketing was created.
So that initial thing, that was Focus Digital Marketing?
That was Focus Digital Marketing.
So, I mean, obviously you said it, so now you are...
Yeah. So CEO, Focus Digital Marketing, website design, social media management, digital strategy, all things you need to be visible online.
So basically you were on the sales side, saw it happening, and thought, I can do that, or?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I can utilize these relationships while I'm learning at the same time, because it was a learning curve.
Right.
So kind of went that direction, and 1 year went, and then 2 years went, and 3 years went. It's like, okay, I guess I'm an actual business owner now, because you never believe it until I mean, I still don't feel like we've gotten to, the pinnacle or the top of it. It's just kind of like...
You've been off the radio 7 years. Has Focus Digital Marketing been alive 7 years?
It'll be 7 years in October.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So you got into it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, it was more sales and then learning.
Right. And I say October because that's when we got the LLC, the business bank account.
Right.
That's when the client stopped writing the checks in my name, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So shout out to you. So you went for, now it's you as CEO, and you've got a small team underneath you.
Yeah, got a team.
Like I said, website strategy, content
creation. Got an amazing videographer.
Just saying. I have to make sure the camera cut to me. Right. But and this is a side thing. We don't have to talk about it now. We both know what content creation is now, and I just at some point I'd love to go back to. People don't quite understand what that means yet, and I don't know if today's the day to talk about that. But content creation, and when you say that for businesses, is this content? Are we creating?
Yeah,
content?
absolutely, it's content. And you can record your own content, organic. Or you can get a team to come in, like Focus, to record and help you strategize your content. But in order to be online, you have to do some type of content. It has to be, some type of video, and everything is transitioning to video. I know a lot of people are not comfortable being on camera, but somebody's going to have to be on camera.
What, and that ties in well to you got comfortable talking, you got comfortable, but it didn't come, you're a talker. It probably came a little natural to you, but like you said, there was a learning curve, and you had to fail so many times before. Because like you said a while ago, you were making mistakes at first.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think so many people think they're just going to start off clean or not going to publish it until they get clean.
No.
I mean, even with this, like we're learning, we're growing, we're making it bigger, we're doing those things.
You are not going to be able to avoid the mistakes.
Right.
You just can't. In business, you can go to all the seminars, all the training sessions, but there's going to be that one thing that you didn't think about, right? And you have to learn from your mistakes. And in the 7 years, I've made a lot of mistakes.
Like, what would you say your biggest early struggle was?
Understanding the lingo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Especially in order to communicate with my team, I had to understand the website lingo and the tech lingo.
Yeah.
And people, that's in the same industry will run a term by me. I would have to act like I knew what it was and then Google it later. Oh, man.
Like I used to say yes to stuff.
Right.
First time I was ever asked to do like real estate photography. Do you? Sure.
Right, yeah.
Got pictures of my apartment that day. Like,
right.
Sure. But, like you said, though, you got to make I tell people all the time, you got to make a certain number of mistakes, you might as well get. How do you feel when people recognize you as Chillz from radio? Does that still happen?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. Well, we joked that walking downtown, it's like, well, half time I got to leave him. Like, it's either Matt every few or Chillz every few.
Yeah.
Is that still going on now? You still?
Oh man, I just went to Bath and Body Works the other day, and I'm checking out, and the girl's like, "Oh, hey, Chillz."
Okay.
So I mean, and I feel honored that people still remember me, and I'm glad I did a good enough job to where I was memorable 7 years later. And it's funny, it really tells the tale of the signs, because people are like, "Oh man, I still listen to you on the radio." I'm like, "You sure about that?"
Like, no.
It's been 7 years, but that just goes to show not a lot lot of people still listen to traditional.
We had that one meeting, and I'll tell it real quick because it fits in really well here. So we had a meeting. It was three of us. So it was business. It was as Matt and Focus Digital Marketing.
Right.
We were talking about that. So about halfway through the, I don't know, drinks, the dinner or whatever, all of a sudden the guy's like, "Oh." He's like, "You're Chillz."
Right.
And, and you tell you did good. You didn't necessarily puff up right away, but it was that whole like, "Oh,
yes, sir, I am."
A young man. I mean, he's business now. He's out there. And
right.
All of a sudden, he's like, I was like, I'm having a good moment. Even all of a sudden, he's like, "Yeah, I used to listen to you on the school bus."
Right, and that's when it deflated me. I said, "Man, I'm old as hell."
Right?
Okay, I'm old as hell.
But he appreciated what you did, and I think and this is a little bit of shout out to you that I don't know if you give yourself is that if you didn't have a genuine interest in the community and people, it wouldn't have stuck.
Yeah.
Because like there are people I listen to even now on, a satellite radio and stuff like that. Like, they're just doing their job. So I have found that with you is that it's legitimate, it's authentic, it's, and you know everybody. And you can't do that. I mean, think about it. In some ways, knowing everybody, even though you were stuck behind a mic, is a compliment.
Right, yeah.
And I think like we talked about, and this is transitioning into talk of the town. I think now's the time to strike, and I've been pushing you to do it before your. I don't think your notoriety is going to go away, but at some point it makes sense to, because I think you've earned your stripes now as Focus Digital Marketing. That people see you as that, because I think in some ways you had to do that transition.
Right. Yeah.
Now they see you as that business guy, not the sales guy, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I think now's the time to leverage that. Both business and community and caring for the community, and now it's coming back. And I think that's, kind of going into that, like with Talk of the Town podcast, like what can people expect from this? Like what's
And listen, it's been a while. Shouts out to my guy Tad for pushing me. I appreciate it. But I never really wanted to get into the podcast space only because I felt like there was no barriers to entry coming from radio when I had to do so much just to get 10 minutes on air. and now it's kind of like, you know, you can just hook up a microphone to a computer,
Hey.
or a couple microphones. But and I guess my thing is people they don't realize the responsibility that you have when you get behind the mic. So that's something that's very much pushed in radio, not so much in podcasts.
Yeah.
People can say whatever they want in a podcast. There's no responsibility. There's no consequences for giving out wrong information.
Right.
Do you know how many times I got cussed out by callers because I said something that was not accurate? They were always checking me.
Well, and I think now, and I think you even talked about this, might be an episode at some point, is that in some ways people don't care. They don't care about their message. And you and I talked about it. Is this that wasn't necessarily your thing? And I didn't understand your hesitation. I mean, you've got the voice, you've got the personality, and I thought, well, you know, but I appreciate what you did. Is that until the moment was right, until it fit into your life.
Right.
One of the things we talked about, with people that we work with, is consistency, and you can't go till you're ready, and we feel like now there's enough bandwidth that you can go. But you're right, there's no integrity behind what you do, and I think now's the time. But I think one of the things you're going to be able to do with this is show people what right looks like.
Right, and that's one of the goals, and that's why I decided to move forward with it, and just put kind of a different spin on it. I love to interview people. So Talk of the Town, basically the premise is going to be who and what is the talk of the town. What events, you know, what people, movers and shakers. It can be entertainment, it can be business, it can be political. But I just want to sit down and have a candid conversation, keep it 100, find out who they are, you know, behind the scenes, like who's the real person.
And so let me ask you this first: any limits?
No.
All right.
Listen, I will say it's going to be a little bit difficult. Not being PG.
I was going to say, you want to throw out a cuss word real
right,
quick?
Yeah.
You ain't done one yet,
right. But that comes from the training of not dropping those words. And sometimes on these podcasts, you just hear people dropping them unnecessarily. Right?
Comedians, you get a lot of that.
That's never really been me.
We talked a lot about what to expect, and then we didn't cover.
No, I mean, this is just a tip of the iceberg. So it's going to be a lot more to come. We're going to do a lot more talking. I'm going to be very excited to be on that couch interviewing people. So make sure that you go to the website, Talk of the Town Podcast. We're going to drop every Wednesday. We're going to set up some email alerts. So if you want to join the newsletter, you'll get the alerts, and we're just gonna have some fun. So I'm picking back up the mic. This is our first one, so they will get better with time. I'm used to just being on the radio.
Right.
All this video stuff is not my thing, but we're gonna roll with it. So thank you so much for watching Talk of the Town Podcast. Thank you for my special guest, my man Tad Jones, for coming up and playing guest host for the day. I appreciate it. And we'll be back next week with a surprise guest. And it's going to be a surprise to you and me, okay?
All right,
All right, it's Talk of the Town.